Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of Decorate with me at Happy Hot Home. Today I am going to be decorating our family room for the holidays. I'm going to take you along with me as I decorate our flocked tree, as I decorate our mantle, and other little vignettes in the room. At the very end of the video, I am going to do a reveal with all the lights on and show you how everything came together. I'm also going to show you some new chairs that we are adding to the room, a very new addition, so this is the first time I'm going to be photographing them. Our old chairs were kind of falling apart, so we had to get some new chairs, and I absolutely love them. So I will share those with you, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the first item I'm going to tackle in the room is fluffing the tree. This is right out of the box. It's a 7.5 foot heavily flocked tree, and it is going to need some fluffing, separating branches and just making it look a little fuller. This is my least favorite part of decorating a tree, but it is very important to do. It definitely makes the tree look fuller. The first thing I do is angle the branches down just slightly. Okay, so I'm finished with the flocking. Finished with the spreading of the branches and fluffing. It probably doesn't look much different to you in this video, but the way that this tree is, the branches have two pieces to them, and what I really do is just take each branch and separate one piece from each branch. Now I'm going to add some snow to the tree using strips of feathered boa. So I only had 3 strips of it because I used many of them on our Christmas tree in the sunroom. So I tried to divide them evenly between the tree, one on the bottom, one in the middle, and one towards the top, all the way around. You may remember in my other video when I decorated our flocked tree, I used fir garland. This time I'm using feathered boa. My next step is to add in some mesh ribbon. And I'm going to add in the ribbon in between the areas of the feathered boa. So I start this process by cutting the mesh ribbon into pieces, probably about 2 feet a piece. So I cut 2-foot pieces, and then I just attach them around the tree, in between the areas of the feathers. And I do that all the way from the bottom to the top of the tree. Okay, so I'm back to decorating the tree, and I just put on a little bit of this mesh ribbon. It's very pretty, and it adds just a little decorative touch, and I layered it only between the areas that I did not put the feathers on. So I have 3 feathers, one there, one there, and one there, and then on the other layers I just put a layer of the mesh ribbon right here. So I have added white ornaments throughout the tree, and I placed them in various areas on the branches to provide better dimension. Sorry if I'm a little lispy, I've got my Invisalign braces in. But so I placed the ornaments a little further back. Some of them I placed closer to the tip, and some I put a little further back to create different layers of dimension. I have a full video on how I decorated our foyer tree, and I go through a few more of the steps, but here I just wanted to show you how I do this tree. It's much smaller. And then the very last thing I did was I just added 2 little cherry branches. That's it, just to give it a teeny weeny little pop of red. Very, very small. So I will be lighting this up and show you how that looks. I added a fuzzy tree skirt, a little fur tree skirt with pom-poms on the end. And then I also put these little pom-poms on the edges of the tree throughout the tree too. And what they actually are really pom-poms that you buy to attach to hats. So they are like real hat pom-poms, and they come with a little hook, and I just attach them to the tree. I have them throughout the tree. You can see one of them back there. And I just have them layered throughout. They're just fuzzy and they provide a pretty extra layer. And then have some snowballs, like this one up here. And the tree's kind of done. So as I said, at the end of the video, I'll show you how the whole room looks, but now that I have the tree done, I am going to move on to working on the mantle. I've cleared everything off on the mantle. I've put it on the coffee table. I'm going to try to arrange the items that I had on the mantle on the coffee table in, you know, a nice little vignette, if possible, if it works out, so I don't have to actually take the stuff and just take the items and stuff them into the cabinet. So I'm actually going to try to make them look pretty. And then there are a few other things I'm going to do in the room. I'm going to add I'm going to add a wreath and garland to some of the windows, and I'm going to add some lighted branches. I have quite a few other things I'm going to do, but now I'm going to start working on adding some lighted garland to this space. Okay, so I've been working on our family room mantle a little bit, and what I'm doing is I am using one piece of flocked garland that I have placed up on the mantle. And this garland is so pliable and wiry that I actually haven't even used any type of attachments for the wall. I can just sort of bend it over. And as you can see, our fireplace recesses back into the wall. You know, it's not flat. So I do have a little bit of area here on the left where I can just hook it over and have it just flow down the side. So what I did is I used this gold garland and I layered 2 pieces of garland. So I layered this gold garland first and then 1 piece of flocked garland on top. And then I just added in a few pine cones with a few berries to give it a little bit of color and to tie into the tree here, which is mostly white with just a little bit of red berries. So I'm going to continue working on this room, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to light everything up and show you the whole room and how it looks. Oh, we also purchased 2 new chairs. In the next segment, I am going to show you the old chairs and why we had to get rid of them. And we're bringing 2 new chairs into the space, so I'll do a reveal of that too. Okay, so I am back. And I'm actually back without my braces in, as my teenage daughter was making fun of me and telling me how awful I sounded and told me I was going to get a bunch of hate comments. I said, no, the decor community doesn't do that. I don't understand the young these days, but that's a whole different conversation. Anyway, back to Christmas mantle. So what I did for this room, as you know, my sunroom had a blush theme. Our kitchen had a very regal theme with reds, burgundies, and blues. And this room is a combination of red and blush. So I'm trying to tie the 2 together with a red bow and a little bit of blush ribbon. Just a few pieces. These are, you know, maybe like 12-inch pieces. I did this in the sunroom too, on the mantle. And I just tucked in a few cut pieces, and it gives the illusion of being woven throughout the garland. And as I said, I tucked the pine cones in, and I have a red ribbon. So that is what I did for the mantle. Let me take you over to another couple places, and then later on in the video, I'm going to turn all the lights on, and you're going to see how everything looks with the lights. So before I do the final reveal, I just wanted to show you the old chairs that we are replacing. These are the chairs in the picture, and they weren't expensive, and I've had them for several years, and the legs are just like falling off. They're the type of chairs where you screw the leg in, so it's not like the greatest quality furniture, and they've just been wiggling, and I know someone is going to just sit in there and the whole thing is going to fall apart. So I'm getting rid of these, and I have some new chairs, and I'm excited to show them to you because I really like them. So on these really large windows, I just added a piece of garland up there. The window's so large, it doesn't actually really show very much. But, you know, I had it, so I just stuck it up there. It took 2 seconds. It's not attached or anything. It's just sitting on the mantle. And also a wreath back there. It's hard to see, but it is the same green and red wreath. And I did the same over here. So that's how I just tied these 3 windows together. In this little area back here, when I turn on all the lights, I will show you, is our little Christmas scene. My son absolutely loves doing this every year, pulling out all these little musical ornaments and setting up our little Christmas village. So that's what we have here, with a little blanket of snow underneath. You know, we've got Santa there, got a little mill, have a church, have a little Christmas tree with beautiful little Christmas scenes. And then this little Merry Christmas. I can turn it on and show you how it looks. But this is my son's favorite thing to set up every year. So that is the back of the room. And for the sofa, I just added some blush pillows. And then I have that big blush ornament with a lot of pink blush flowers, and a lot of them are frosted as well. So it kind of ties into the whole winter theme. A little hard to see getting the glare from the window, but when I turn everything on, you will see how everything looks with the lights on. So over here on the coffee table, what I did is this large ornament, this large flower arrangement is something that I have in our home all year long. It's pink and blush and a little bit of dark pink flowers, some vanilla off-white flowers, light creams, blushes, and I keep that arrangement all year long, and so I don't have to redo a bunch of work, you know, taking everything out and putting in a bunch of Christmas flowers, I just added some Christmas red stems to it, just to change up the arrangement a little bit. But everything else stayed the same. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel and trying to redo everything. So I think just adding a little bit of Christmas to something that I can use for the rest of the year. Since it is blush colored, I use it in the spring, I use it in the summer. Blush is a color that is an all year long color in my opinion. So I just added that and just made it a little bit more Christmassy. And down here, I just have one little bouquet here in a ginger jar. I have 2 ginger jars here, and this bouquet is really awesome because it's like one of those wedding bouquets that you can, get at floral stores, and it's ready put together for you. And then you can just plop it in your vase and it's already done for you. So I like those a lot. So there's just like a little vignette, and I just used some beads. Have this Lazy Susan that I keep on the table, and I just added some beads to the bottom, and that is what we have on the coffee table. And the very last area I wanted to show you, these are the new chairs that we just added a couple days ago. They are slip-covered chairs. They are feather-filled. They're so comfortable, and they're so reasonably priced. If I can find a link for it, I will link them for you, but I really like them. And bonus, they swivel. So we can turn them and face the TV up there. So that is great. I kind of like them turned in a little bit. See how that looks? I'll get a good angle for you. I really like them. We just added them. Very, very comfortable. And then over here, I think a lot of you know that I lost both of my parents earlier this year, so keep several pictures of them. This is their wedding picture. I keep several pictures of them around the house. And these are just some paperwhites, some faux paperwhites. But that is it. So let me turn everything on, get this all lit up, and show you how it looks. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, as promised, here I've turned on all the lights. So I'm just gonna put this to music and let you enjoy our family room decorated for Christmas.